Hello, everyone. Hear me okay? Okay. My name is Jamila Cannon. I'm the co-owner of Workbench, a local architecture and construction company, and a board member of Santa Cruz YIMBY. For those of you new to YIMBY, or Yes in My Backyard, we are a grassroots organization of concerned citizens. We are concerned about the lack of housing options available to us, to our friends, our coworkers, our grandparents, our children, our neighbors, and to the growing homeless population who have run out of options. I don't think I need to tell any of you that Santa Cruz is expensive. By some estimates, our community is among the least affordable zip codes in the world. I build housing for a living, but I am also somewhat ironically still a renter. I work long hours, I return home every day to my rundown small house, and I am so grateful because I am lucky enough to have it. I am lucky enough to be able to stay in this place where I have family, I have friends, I have a business, and a community. There is a statewide housing crisis in California. Over the last several years, YIMBY groups have taken root in many communities like ours, where the lack of housing has continued to strip us of the very things that make us dynamic and interesting. In California, we are losing our artists, our innovators, our young professionals, because even those who can pay exorbitant rents are being pushed out because there are simply not enough units available. Our mission here at YIMBY is to bring people together to advance specific solutions to increase the housing supply in Santa Cruz County. We are for housing of all kinds. We believe that our protected open spaces should remain protected and that our urban landscape should provide opportunities and homes for current and future residents. We advocate for housing by writing letters and speaking out at community meetings, and we invite all of you here tonight to join us in that effort. Shortly, you will hear a lot from Senator Wiener and the panel discussion about specific policy solutions, legislative changes that just may be able to push communities like ours, that just may be the push communities like ours need in order to create the housing we so desperately lack. But before we get into that nitty-gritty, I want to talk a little bit about our local challenges and invite you all to envision what I like to call a truly sustainable Santa Cruz. Our county is experiencing the extremities of the housing crisis. We desperately need housing of all kinds: rental housing, for sale housing, student housing, senior housing, transitional, affordable, and market rate. The list goes on and on. In the face of this great need, our community stands divided. There's resentment towards those people who have relocated from over the hill. Our freeways are so clogged, the heart attack could happen at any minute. We are spending hours a day stuck in traffic to go 10 miles down the road to Watsonville or even just across town. And on top of that, the political landscape feels more like a minefield than a democratic conversation. One of the most pressing challenges that Santa Cruz is how to accommodate, gonna go back. You're okay. A huge part of why we feel this squeeze is that we, like so many California coastal cities, have not built enough housing in the last 40 years. Without enough homes, families who have been here for generations or students who just moved here are forced to find homes that either break the bank or push them out of the city or region altogether. One of the most pressing challenges for Santa Cruz is how to accommodate the success of our spectacular Greenbelt. This year marks the Greenbelt's 40th anniversary, and it provides our community with beautiful, natural, and working landscapes full of fresh organic produce, and hiking trails that rival national parks. At the same time, Santa Cruz underbuilt the needed housing in locations that made sense. This was a political decision and not inherently a problem with our Greenbelt. Housing is a complex issue everywhere, not just here. It is intertwined with our personal feelings of our neighborhoods and the kind of place we want to call home. Homeownership is a pillar of the American dream. Housing is also incredibly expensive, complicated, and risky to create. And inevitably, in every conversation about housing, the related conversation about traffic cannot be avoided. To solve our transportation crisis, we must also solve our housing crisis. Where our housing is built directly impacts how we spend our days. Are we able to bike to work, walk our kids to school? Is the bus line nearby that takes us up to campus? Or have we become the traffic that surrounds us? Every day, a third of our workforce commutes over the hill. That's valuable skills our local businesses are losing because our residents are forced to commute to find a living wage. A housing shortage affects so much more than an individual's living conditions. By not creating enough housing, people are spending more time on the roads and hurting our environment. They are spending their hard-earned revenue in communities that they do not live in. They are taking time away from their families and their friends just so they can make rent. In addition, the lack of new housing means that our existing housing stock is old, tired, and frankly, pretty dilapidated. We need to think creatively about how to build a better future for our city. One of the biggest impacts on traffic in the city of Santa Cruz this decade was the arrival of jump bikes, something that takes numerous single drivers off the road and costs the city nothing. Creative solutions like this are already available. We just have to work together to bring them to fruition. As a community, we can mitigate traffic while increasing the housing supply near existing job centers. We can create even more homes near transit centers and along transit routes. We can encourage ADUs and even pursue strategies like home sharing to create opportunities in existing empty bedrooms. We can actively pursue the creation of student housing near UCSC and Cabrillo. All of these solutions are on the table and they should be discussed with enthusiasm. Given the complexity, finger-pointing, and anxiety about our changing community, it can be difficult to remain hopeful. But I believe that many of us are here tonight because we are hopeful, because we see this challenging time as one with great opportunity. It is the chance to envision the place that we want to grow old in and to reimagine the kind of community we want our home to become. We want to see a Santa Cruz that can comfortably house the people we care about. A place where all of us, no matter our socioeconomic class, can afford to call home. There's absolutely no reason why we can't have these things while preserving the things that we love so much about Santa Cruz County. The mountains are not going anywhere. The beach and the ocean will remain. This community of adventure seekers, entrepreneurs, surfers, students, hippies, and artists is alive and thriving, whether you've lived here for 2 years or 50 years. I encourage all of us, myself included, to reach across the aisle and have a conversation with someone you might disagree with. Talk about your vision, talk about what you want to see our community become over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Talk about your fears. Get all of it out in the open, and hopefully together we can build a truly sustainable Santa Cruz. If you'd like to get involved with YIMBY, our website is santacruzyimby.org. We have a table in the back. Evan, our fearless leader, is standing back there. And then Cal YIMBY, which is the statewide organization, is having a lobby day April 9th. And for more information on that, you can talk to Evan or Edward, who's right here, manning the PowerPoint. And these flyers are back at the Business Council table. You can also sign up here.